Okay, so let's get started here. Let's test out this behavior and see where we're at. So let's go back to our main in our main program here, let's okay, we don't really need to destroy any objects. So let's get rid of that. And this is kind of a test code. Let's get rid of that. Keep it nice and simple. So all I have here is a simple code that creates two objects. So what I'm going to do here is the G1 object has a balance of $1,000, and I'm going to deposit $2,000. I'm going to deposit $1,500 into that account. So I should get a new balance of $2,500. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to call this deposit function and deposit $1,500, okay, into the G1 bank account. And this will eventually lead us to talking about encapsulation very, very shortly. Don't be, it's not as hard as it sounds. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go G1 dot, and when I do that, I get a list of my behaviors that are available to me. Pretty cool. Click on that, deposit, and I'm going to deposit 1,500. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm calling the deposit behavior, and G1 is the object that I'm using to call this behavior, and I'm setting the parameter $1,500. So in the account behavior, okay, the deposit here is expecting a parameter, okay, and it's going to store that parameter into the variable amount. So amount is equal to 1,500 because I passed that to it right here. Okay, so 1,500. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my algorithm, and eventually it should add the previous balance to the amount, which is 1,500, and I get a new balance, okay, and then the new balance gets set right here. Now, how do I retrieve where in this whole process? Where in this whole process do I retrieve the $1,000, and how does that work? Here's how it works. That's what's so special about the this keyword. Now, listen carefully. The object that I used to invoke this deposit behavior method is G1. Therefore, this is a pronoun, and you could replace this with G1. So it'd be like it looked like that. Okay. So this is, in this line here, this is how I retrieve, okay, the $1,000 associated with the G1 object. Okay, G1 is the object that called the deposit method or behavior. Okay, and therefore the word this basically gets replaced with the word G1. That's how I access that account. And the exact same thing down here. Okay, now I'm resetting the balance through the assessor method to new balance. Okay. Now, how do I check this? So what I want to do is I'm going to check. Okay, so just so I'm going to go deposit 1,500. Okay, and then this one here is I'm going to call it test code. Check if the money was added to the balance of G1. Okay, let's do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go G1 dot I'm getting something dot get balance. Perfect. So if I run this code, yeah, if I run this code, it's not going to do anything. And the reason for that is this. Now let's have a look at this line here. So I'm invoking the get balance method or behavior through the G1 object. So the G1, so the get balance method or behavior, what it does is it returns the balance. Actually, more accurately, this should be this dot balance. And the reason why I don't have to put this is Java defaults. So I really don't like it when actually languages do this, because it's sometimes it's confusing. So I'm returning the balance of the object that called the getBal method or behavior, and that object is G1. Now when I return the balance, okay, that number gets sent here, and as you can see, there's nothing in this line that tells it to print it to screen. Therefore, the computer is not going to print it to the screen unless you explicitly tell it to do so. Okay, so let's give it a shot. So in order to print the screen, I'm going to go system dot out dot print line, like that. There you go. So now what I'm doing is I am printing this to screen, and I should come up with something now. There, $2,500. So $1,000 plus $1,500. This verifies that that verifies that this is in fact working. So getting back to the screen here, I'm going to make one little change here. What I'm going to do is, I wouldn't say that it's always a good idea, but it is a pretty good idea for methods and functions and behaviors to return something. For example, to return true if it worked, or return the value. So I'm going to do just that. So in this case, returning is kind of obvious. I'm going to return new balance. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to return the new balance back to the line that called this the line that called the deposit behavior. Now I have a problem here, and looking at this X here, it says change that the problem is to change method return type to float. Well, void, I basically said that this method is not returning anything, but now I'm returning something, and the error here is to fix that. Now watch this. When you do it, you could either click on this to do it, or what you do is you could go control spacebar. Oh, I already did. And then you click on this, and it fixes it for you. Pretty cool feature, isn't that neat? So now what I'm doing here is this line here they call the deposit method, depositing the money. Okay, it also returns a new balance. Okay, to the line that called this deposit function or behavior method, and that's right here. So instead of having this down here, what I could do is I can delete this, right? And now I could go like system.out. Print line, like that. Okay, and I could print it right off of there. All right. And the neat thing about this is, like I said, it's all in one line. And the reason why this works is because after I call this method or behavior, it returns the new balance. And all I'm doing here is I'm just printing that. Okay, so let's go back to here. Okay, now this function works, but it's not very efficient. I want to too many steps here. I got like 4 steps here. I could do this easily in 2 steps. So now listen carefully to what I'm about to do. This coding works, so I want to make it more efficient. I want to cut the steps in half. But because this works, I'm not going to delete this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the comment tags. I'm going to comment this out. Okay, like that. So everything's in green. It's ignoring it. So I know. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make this a lot easier. I'm going to this.val equals this.val plus amount. Then I'm going to return this.val. Okay, so take a minute and think about how this works. So this.val is like saying x is equal to x plus y. Okay, this balance I'm adding it and I'm returning it, and I'm going to go back to here. Okay, I'm going to run it to test it. Okay, and it gives me the same value. Okay, and I basically reduced 4 steps down to 2. So I've increased my efficiency by 50%. But the key thing I want you guys to note and to remember is I didn't delete this code. I mean, I kept it because it works, and in case my bright idea doesn't work, I still have the working code. Not efficient, but it works. So that is kind of an alternate way of using comments.